Hi and welcome. This is Coffee and Projects. No one will come to write your story. And today I'm super happy and excited to continue our podcast with a new episode. Yulia, nice to meet you. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Yeah, life has been quite great. Nice to see you today after some break after our
Yeah.
last episode. So I'm very excited to be there. Hope all is good at your side as well.
Yeah, a lot of going on, and today is the exact and very great time to record this episode because today we are talking about AI. And the name of our episode is AI or Die. And it's really the thing that I was thinking about for last couple of months. This trend is around. It's going from Instagram, from LinkedIn, from each influencer, from each expert, from any niche. We see this all the time. 10 top AI tools to automate your business. 10 tools to replace the whole team. 10 AI tools, best AI tools, and so on and so on. And the trend is a bit scary to me because it's vary from each point. What about you? What do you feel about that trend? Do you see it?
Of course, I do see it, and definitely I have seen a couple of articles named just like you say, for example, 10 tools to replace the whole team.
Yes, yes, yes.
I don't like this formulation, I would say, but I do like the trend. uh, Sincerely speaking, I do like the trend because,
Hmm.
in my opinion, it came a couple of years ago, exactly when people were, I would say, on the peak of their burning out at work.
Yeah.
So, in my understanding, in my opinion, we needed that, and here it is.
Here it is. Yeah, you asked, yes, and here it is. And remember, it was a couple of attempts before ChatGPT and AI in different fields, in different spheres. I do remember the first AI and tool or solution or software I met. It was called Jarvis at that time. Then they renamed for Jasper AI, and it was a tool that helped to write content. Subject for newsletters, blogs, social copy. It was the prototype. It was 4 years ago. Never like before the ChatGPT story. But today, of course, we have, I would say, amazing, incredible things that is coming around. Videos, AI twins, uh, tasks, businesses, people write books, people can do everything, and it even cannot be in your head, I think, because each day, each minute, something new is coming from AI. Okay, let's talk about your daily life. I'm just curious. How often do you use AI and what for? Give me some example.
It's funny to say, but I cannot imagine my daily routine without AI. I do use several of those tools, including, of course, ChatGPT, Gemini. I also keep trying different tools like Claude AI and many others. I do use it both for work and life. Well, for example, during my work, I do use it for developing different kind of documents. Even now, we are recording in the software, and the
Mhm.
software is actually supported by AI because after this recording, we will have the entire minutes of the meeting, right?
Yes, and not only recording, but bullet points, key points, yeah, takeaways, and so on. So it really helps. All right.
That's true.
What exactly? So you mentioned ChatGPT, okay, and you mentioned two more tools that you use very frequently. Could you tell me a bit more about them? What exactly you do with them, and how do they help?
Well, first of all, let's divide maybe this AI using routine into two types. One of them is, of course, uh, job related matters.
Mhm.
The other is actually life related matters.
Okay.
So, if to distinguish between those three applications that I have actually mentioned, ChatGPT is probably most used by me because I do have a lot of plugins installed. I use them for both project management and change management consulting work to support, for example, my decision making, to develop different kind of documentation that usually would take me a lot of time to develop. So
Okay.
with those AI assistants, it happens much faster.
Huh?
But of course, everything should be filtered through like natural,
Yes, 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 yes. Through
natural
your brain.
intelligence. That's true. Yeah. So we cannot use AI just blindly. We have to always filter to check everything that has been developed by AI.
Okay. How do you help? How AI helps you with this process of decision making? You mentioned that. I'm super curious. I don't do that, but I would like to know, and I'm sure maybe some of our people who will be seeing that are curious as well. What does that mean? How it is look like? Do you talk to him? Do you give some advice? Do you give him some input? What prompt you ask to give back? Like how it's going on? This decision help you to make decision.
Well, in my daily life, I would say AI usage came much more than, for example, just prompting, because
Mm-hmm.
I do talk with AI. For instance, I use it as a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a therapist or maybe as a coach, especially when I need to make some life important decision, and I do
Okay.
talk to him, because in my case, this is him. This is the male voice. From the other
Okay.
hand, yeah, from the other hand, for example, whenever I have any business ideas, everyone who has ever thought about some starting some new business, of course, need to think about developing a financial model. And I
Mm-hmm.
hate numbers.
Yes.
I hate them. I hate calculations. So this is exactly when I am so happy that ChatGPT can get it from me, and I can
Uh-huh.
really delegate it to ChatGPT. So usually I just do the prompt, please
Mm-hmm.
calculate a financial model for this and that. And
Mm-hmm.
then ChatGPT asks me some more questions, for
Mm-hmm.
example, for the information that I have not provided. And finally, I have the entire financial model.
Okay.
So I find it very useful for the tasks that person does not want or does not feel like doing right
Yes,
now.
yes, yes. And you
And what
mentioned,
about you?
sorry, one last question because I'm super curious about that. And you mentioned that he has, you call this AI he because he has male voice. So it means that you use voice model or just only write and read model? Because I know a lot of people already use voice model. They literally talk with ChatGPT.
Yeah, I do. I do literally talk with ChatGPT. I find it very interactive, I would say. And some people online, I saw a couple of discussions on that. They say
Mm-hmm.
that ChatGPT is not empathetic. I would
Mm-hmm.
say my ChatGPT is already empathetic because,
Mm-hmm.
again, it bases everything on the machine learning. So it learns from me. And I
Mm-hmm.
think I am the empathetic person. And this is how this male voice could really be empathetic for me in any conversation.
Okay, that's super cool. That's super nice. All right, let's then talk about the concerns, the scare, the fears. I see these questions, I see these discussions, I see these controversial opinions on these AI and project managers. Will AI replace project manager? And yeah, let's say about that. How do you feel? Will AI completely replace project managers?
Well, this is a good question. And actually, there are a lot of different kind of, I would say, studies already about this topic because it, of course, worries everyone.
Yes.
My personal, I would say, perception is that not in our life.
Mm-hmm.
Not in our life, AI will completely replace project managers. Maybe later, but again, let's look at this from a positive standpoint because then project managers will have more time to learn for new skills, to do something they have always wanted to do but didn't have time.
To leave,
But
to leave.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but for now, I think completely no. Definitely, project managers will save their time by automating many different project management tasks, communication, for example. But some very complicated decision making, and especially when it comes to some maybe team management,
Mm-hmm.
not during our life, I think. What
All
about
right.
you? How do you think?
Well, I had last couple of weeks a lot of discussions about that, and especially from new project managers that just are coming these days. Let's say our new generation, next generation, they are so concerned about AI, and they are really try to delegate everything to AI. You know, everything, and it comes like from a fear that they would be replaced so far if they do not use AI and if they do not utilize. And what I keep saying and what I keep seeing that, of course, we should delegate and make our life and life our clients easy with AI tools. Like, recurring tasks, documentation, time tracking, meeting summaries, work breakdown structure for complicated projects. Help you with board and statuses if you plan some project for your team. help with the calculating of ETA for that or that task. So that's like an example what I can see from my work. But of course, you will not delegate conflict management with your team. It's hard to delegate onboarding fully to AI. It's hard to delegate client relationship and negotiation about your salary, about your contract. It is still a human part, and it's a major part in project management field. That it's hard to be automated for now, maybe later. I agree with you, but not for now. But absolutely, my belief is that simple recurring tasks should be automated because they reduce your costs and increase effectiveness and increases revenue for any organization.
That's true. But I think the clients in different parts of the world are so different when it comes to, for example, project management, consulting, and the maturity of the organizations is also very different when it comes to specifically AI.
Yes, I understand and agree absolutely. Trend that I see from United States is AI or die, literally. That's why I call our podcast like that.
I like the name.
That's how it goes. And all right, let's talk about that. What do you see from your colleagues, from LinkedIn, from your network? Is AI a skill that right now recruiters are looking for in project managers? Like project managers are supposed to know how automation, AI, and so on. How do you feel, or maybe you hear from your colleagues? Are recruiters right now looking for that skill, and should project manager learn AI?
Well, this is an amazing question because, sincerely speaking, I have not seen any specific AI-related skills in the recent job offers, for example, in our part of the world. However, during the job interview, project managers, they are asked if they know AI, if they use AI for automating some project management tasks. So I think definitely the response is yes, that project managers should handle the AI skills for project management. However, I wouldn't say it's mandatory from the recruiter's part. Apart from that, I would really connect that to the maturity level of the organization when some company hires project managers. Because in my part of the world, the most, I would say, common problem with using AI for company operations is, of course, data protection and data security. Yes. Of course, there are some models that companies can develop, teach, customize for their use. However, if we are talking about some cloud tools like ChatGPT, definitely as of today, the majority of companies in our part of the world are a little bit afraid of using those, online solutions. This is why they can be sometimes a little bit suspicious about project managers using, for example, ChatGPT for day-to-day tasks. However, I do think that today project managers need to master those skills. 100%.
Okay. If we already talk about clients, let me ask you this. I know that you do change management. True. Maybe our guests don't know that, but you are consultant. You run a consultancy firm that one of your service is change management. It is called Reward Consulting. Yes.
And yes, that's true.
Yes, absolutely. And we're so happy to see that Yulia is so successful businesswoman. However, you don't. Yeah, but it's true. Okay, why not? So if we would speak about clients, I'm curious to hear your hands-on experience. What are the most common questions you may hear from your clients about AI? Because I assume if you come with some change management strategy, it's sooner or later may be connected with AI automation at some points and some processes. So what are the biggest resilience? Is this resilience? And what is the top questions from clients when you start talking about AI and automation?
Yeah, I do keep talking about AI automation whenever I do any projects with my company. Specifically, AI implementation still has not been there among our projects, but however, we do offer some tools to our clients, and probably the first thing they would say is, okay, tell me how it works. So for us, it means that generally people and customers and employees are very enthusiastic about these tools that currently market has to offer. Of course, because everyone wants to make their life, I would say, easier and the work simpler, right? However, again, this technology in our part of the world is still not completely, I would say, investigated when it comes to ethics, when it comes to data security.
Yes.
Overall, cybersecurity is, I would say, not very mature in our part of the world. And when I say our part of the world, I mean Central Asia, where our company mostly operates. So first interest, then a little bit of suspicion, then maybe resistance because of being afraid what will happen to the data, or what will happen if, for example, I miss some mistake that AI has done and I just put it into some document work for my company.
Okay, I see. So as far as I can see, that big companies, especially if they have a lot of data, security data, they still need some custom solutions. Just
They
general AI, ChatGPT will not resolve their problems because they have all these things to be specifically a decision to them.
100%. And a couple of my clients are actually already working on customizing some models for themselves on their service. So I'm very happy to see, of course, those things coming up.
Excellent. All right. Sounds good. Okay, let's talk about reality. So you are, and like me, we are people around our 40s. Yeah. And we were taught and we learned different things at school and then in universities. And then until 2020, we were working without AI. We were doing everything manually. We got used to that because we are the generation from that period of time. And this significant jump for last 3 years when AI starts being in our life daily, it's a bit scary because it's very fast. It's very fast and rapidly. Yeah. So my question is, how to adopt these changes? If you already have your life experience, work experience, some work patterns and models, and you just right now face the thing that you should adopt, you should learn, you should be on track, how to adopt?
Well, first of all, I would say just play with it. Just, I don't know, upload and download as many applications as you can to understand how they work, to get more acquainted with them, to learn with them, and to teach them how to be used by you. So first of all, play with it, because actually this is how I actually learned all those tools. I was just playing with that, trying to understand what kind of tasks they can do, experimenting, of course. Secondly, definitely do not forget about using your own brain. Yeah, because everything should be, of course, filtered. And moreover, maybe you also have seen a couple of studies across the internet about AI actually hampering the creativity of people.
Yes.
And sometimes even diminishing that. I would say this is true because this is what I have noticed on myself as well. However, I think a person who has been from our age, as you say, just has he or she just has the skill to kind of combine, personal intelligence, like natural intelligence and artificial intelligence.
Yeah,
so I think
because we can work without AI. We know how to work without AI. We did that in the past. And if ChatGPT is down, I feel kind of
what is happening?
Yeah, and I feel kind of panic vibe from my younger colleagues for newcomers. They just keep panic. Oh, they cannot even write the captions for social posts.
Wow, this is interesting.
It's hard. But if you already know how to work without AI, you mentioned that several times, it's really important to switch on your brain. And I would share you something that I oversee from marketing niche, from marketing story of this. Unfortunately, what I see right now is AI content generated is dominating. And I'm super sad to see fully AI generated post, video, captions, and I see AI generated comments. So it means that AI does a content for AI, and it's a bit sad from one side to me, because what is the story? It's about social. What is social media? It's about human connection, about share a sense, and about common interest, about communication. And the second thing that I see more and more people are talk about community offline meetings, offline sessions, offline gatherings, offline communication becomes more valuable these days due to this AI story and the automation and AI generated content what that is commented by AI. Do you see this?
I do. But I'm not that worried about that because I think currently the world is very diverse, and some group of people is definitely looking for some offline interaction, for live conversations. But others, I would say, do completely differently because they are tired of the community. They are tired of, I don't know. I think they just burnt out because a lot of things that are going on currently in mass media. We do see a lot of news that actually are very disturbing. I think you can agree to me.
Yes,
And
yes.
this is why I think AI again just came at the right time because we have all the tools for us to communicate. It can be via AI or it can be personally. I think it's up to us to decide what tool to use. So I don't see any problem with that.
All right. And if we talk about human, let me ask you that. In your opinion, is human approach in project management still matters today?
Do you like human beings?
I like them. I hate them. Sometimes I do feel that it's easier to work with machine, easier to work, less resilience, and it's easier. But from the other side, of course, we learn from people, especially if we work with people who are better, who are who did more. So it's, for me, I would say human touch still matters in project management. Team, clients, authority, conflicts. It's called personal touch. In my opinion, it's very hard to replace, and it still matters. What about you? What do you think about that?
Same for me, because I think even those philosophers that lived, I don't know, thousand and thousand years ago, used to tell that human needs human. And I think this, I would say, this is just a natural human need to have some other humans by their side. This is why I do believe still human touch is matter, just as you say, personal touch, human touch. Sometimes people even need those conflicts, to actually develop as personalities,
Yes,
so as
yes, yes.
persons.
Conflict management, it was even a skill, the whole skill that we all learn in order to work in team.
Yeah, so we do need human approach.
All right, so let's make a quick summary, and if you can add anything, feel free. In general, we may say that AI right now helps in any industries, in business and in personal life. Agree?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Great. And from the other side, my message to project managers is don't forget that you're human first, and then AI user second. It's people right now value project managers who can suggest this three-level view, like classic from project management. Yeah, when you can see ground-based view, when you can work with top tree view, and when you can see bird eye view. And if you can combine all those three, you will be always valuable. You will be project management manager on demand. And that's strategic thinking in general. I think that's the top skill that right now project managers should learn and should develop in themselves.
Very nicely said. And to this, I would also add that probably we should not treat AI as a rival or as a replacement, but we should rather be trying to work with it as an ally, as a partner, as a companion. Because I think this is exactly why it just got activated so rapidly, because we needed that. So this is how we need to understand how to live in this new reality when we are not alone. We are not the only smart people.
Yes.
Or I would say creatures. So this is all I could add.
Great. And don't rely on AI too much.
Oh yeah.
Brain must work.
Yeah, do not forget to live your life.
Must work and move. Okay, so as a conclusion, what is your reply? In, let's say, on the future project manager perspective, AI or die? Make sense or not?
Definitely AI.
AI. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining, and thank you all for watching us and coming. That was Coffee and Projects. No one will come to write your story, and keep watching us for next episodes. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.